In this video, we're going to be talking about numbers in different ways. We can write numbers in standard form, expanded form, and word form. Let's talk about each specific way of writing numbers. The first way we can write numbers is in standard form. Now, standard form is just another way of saying that we're going to write the numbers the way that we see them in everyday life. For example, if I have the number 25, I'm going to write the numbers 2 and 5 together to make the number 25. That is standard form. The next way that I can write a number is in word form. Now, word form means that I'm literally going to write the words that I'm saying for that number. So again, like 25, I will write the word 20, T-W-E-N-T-Y, and the word 5, F-I-V-E. And in word form, you would read that 25. Now for expanded form. Expanded form can be a little bit more tricky because we're talking about the value of each of the digits that you have. So for example, let's go back and use the number 25. If I have the number 25, the 2 is under the tens place value, and the 5 is under the ones place value. So if I have the 2 in the tens place value, the value of the 2 is 20. And if I look at my ones place chart, the 5 is worth 5 ones. Therefore, in expanded form, you would write 20 plus 5. You would write the values of both of those numbers, or those digits. So let's do another example. Here we have the number 55. You can tell that I have two place values, the tens and the ones. The ones will always be your far right place value, and the tens will always be in the middle. Let's look at this as an example with base 10 blocks. What I'd like you to do now is I want you to think about how many tens do I have and how many ones do I have. Then think about what is the expanded form of this number. Right, I would have 5 tens and I would have 5 ones. Now that we've decided how many tens and ones we have, I want you to write down what are the values of each of these place values. Yes, the value of 5 tens is 50. The value of 5 ones is 5. Therefore, your expanded form answer should be 50 plus 5. Let's do another example. Here we have the number 236. I would like you to think about what the value of each of these numbers is. On the far left, you can see we have the number 2. Based on this number 236, the 2 is in the hundreds value, and that's represented by 2 squares or 200s place blocks that you see right here. The 3 is in the tens place. As you can see, I have tens place blocks there, and I have 3 of them, which represents the number 3 in the tens blocks. On the far right, you can see I have 6 smaller unit blocks. Those are representing the 6 in the ones place. Think about what the values of these numbers are when they're all stretched out. Remember, in the hundreds place, if I have the 2 there, I'm going to be skip counting by hundreds because I'm in the hundreds place. In the tens place, you'll be skip counting by tens because I'm in the tens place. And the ones, you'll be counting by ones because you're in the ones place. Go ahead and write your answers down now. Yes, as you can see right here, we have the 2 squares that are worth 200. Let's skip count them together. 100, 200. Great. Now let's look at the tens place value. We have 3 tens blocks. We'll skip count these by tens to get our value of what the 3 is. 10, 20, 30. So 30 will be down here in this place value. Now, let's look at our ones place. We have our unit blocks here. We will count by ones. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we write our 6 down here. Remember, it's really important to remember when you write an expanded form, you need to remember the plus sign in between each of the place values. So that you will read this. You would read this by saying 200 plus 300 plus 6. Now I'd like you to try this one all on your own. I gave you the base 10 forms. I'd like you to write it in standard form, word form, and expanded form. Yes, as you can see here, our base 10 blocks, this big square, remember, represents 100. These tens blocks represent 4 of them, so there are 40. And this unit block represents the ones place. So in standard form, this base model represents the number 141. In word form, remember, I'm writing out the actual words that I'm saying. So we have 141. Now expanded form, remember, we're stretching it out and we're talking about the values of each of those. So the value of one of those squares, remember, was 100. The value of 4 tens is 40. The value of one unit block is 1.